Hey, wisdom leaders calling you out tonight or today, October 16th here, 2020. We're in that wisdom series where the Lord felt He asked me to, in the month of October, as we're heading up to the election, as a word, to impart some wisdom, not necessarily for me, but from the Word and from His Spirit into the culture, and just pray that over it, the culture, and say, Lord, we pray for wisdom to be let loose in our culture, and begin with us, Lord. Change us so that we can help change our culture for good. And when I say for good, it's to bring the goodness out of the people, but also for good, meaning it's sustainable. So when you see me as a leader, I'm looking for that sustainability to transform things for good, meaning from bad to good, and then for good, meaning from now until, well, until Jesus comes, whenever. But that's my goal. I want to build out godly, what He calls father leaders on this earth. So with that, Proverbs 16. The key word here that I would put over all of Proverbs 16, you can do your own on this, but this is just what as I was kind of studying today and yesterday, is just one word: honor. Honor, honor, honor. And you'll get that in a minute. Three different ways or three different categories of the honor. Honor God, honor authority, and then honor others. And if you just want to break it out real quick, what I did is say verse 1 through 9 is how to honor God. And again, this is an exhaustive list. It's just the way I categorize this to say this is a good way to focus on this particular chapter in Proverbs. Then verses 10 through 20 is honoring authority, those in authority over us, and then honoring others. And that'd be verses 21 through 33. Again, this may not be the perfect way to do Proverbs 16. It's one way I would just suggest for you. I'm just one beggar showing the other beggar where the food is. This is just my history. And if it's helpful for you to gain insight, then great. But I want you to put, if you're on the Facebook Council Table of Leaders page, put some comments down here. Tell us what you're getting out of this, and bless us with your thoughts. Or email me or text me or whatever if you don't. But anyway, I just love this, and I'll share your wisdom with the other people. So verses 1 through 9, honoring God. Let me just start with this. The word honor is powerful to me. When I read the 10 Commandments, which are, it's kind of if you want a condensed version of God's owner manual for human beings, it's in the 10 Commandments. Starts off the first three are honoring God. Have no other gods before me. Don't take my name in vain. And what's the other one? To have no idols. All that's is honoring Him, just saying, hey, you're number one. I want to just, put you as first always in my life. I'm honoring you. Then He comes into the next one is honor your mother and your father, and your days will go well. I have a personal experience with that, and I could tell you about that. And then the rest of that is, a lot of it anyway, is how to honor others. You don't lie to others. You don't cheat. You don't steal from them. You don't murder them. That's a good thing not to do. You don't covet other people's things. And so those are just really good rules for living. And when you do those for others, you're honoring them. You're honoring their space. You're honoring their humanity. You're honoring, how God's made them. So with that, let's look quickly at some of Proverbs 16. One of my favorite verses is verse 3. Commit your actions to the Lord, and your plans will succeed. Commit here, let's put the word honor. Honor the Lord by committing or rolling, which is what the word commit here means, is to roll it. And to roll it would be like when in the Old Testament they had wells, they would roll a stone over the well or roll it away, or in a tomb or whatever. And that's a committed act, the old snowball going down the hill idea. It's like once you commit it going down the hill, it's there. So commit your ways to the Lord. Honor Him. Say, Father, and I try to do this every day. Father, what do you want me to do with this whole day? It's not that I don't have my day planned. I got plenty of planners around here. But I'm telling you, I say, Father, if you got another, what else do you want me to do here? Or have you got ideas within the plans of God? Commit your ways to the Lord, and it says your plans will succeed. That's good. I'm done with, that's all I need to know today. Just commit. Let's see, where's another one in there? Oh, verse 9. We can make our plans, but the Lord determines our steps. Now you might say, well, then why try? Why do you do this? If I read this in the context of honoring, I go, okay, watch it with this way. Hey, he wants to join with me and stuff, and he's not here to control and manipulate me. He's just here to say, hey, I'm God, you're not. I know more things than you probably do, and I want to partner with you to have fun with you while you're doing this. As a matter of fact, I can help you have a successful way if you'll trust me in this. But you got to commit to me that you're going to commit through plans. So with that in mind, I hear, okay, we make our plans. Hey, God, what do you think? I'm doing it. And then he says, and the Lord will determine your steps. So now I'm looking forward to him determining my steps. He brings people into my path, or things happen, or he helps me to turn left when I thought I was going to turn right on that particular intersection, and all of a sudden I missed an accident, and I go, oh, good idea. How'd that happen? Sounds like a wise person. No, I was wise only because he gave me the instruction. And I'm not demeaning myself. Again, I'm partnering with him, and so I'm using my capacity, way of thinking and so forth, but I'm also partnering. It's kind of like a husband and wife dancing. It's kind of that sort of idea. All right, moving on. You got the idea. Living like a king is that we're honoring authority. Verses 10 through, 20. So honor God. We're practicing here, doing it this way. Now, those in authority over us, again, like I mentioned back on the 10 Commandments, honor your mother and your father, and your days will go well. Great. Matter of fact, I think in the New Testament it says that's the first commandment with a promise. So I take it very highly that when you honor people like your parents, God's training and equipping you how to do that in the culture. So when you have or teachers and bosses or a governor or whoever that's in a governmental authority over you, learn to honor them. You may not have to. You may disagree with them on certain things, but you can say, I'm still honoring you as a person and your position. And that's, just like the president of the United States. A lot of people say, I can't stand this person, or I can't, or I love him, whatever. But it should be, I'm honoring you and your position. And that's where, one of the wisdoms of our culture right now needs to do that. We need to get back to those fundamentals of honor. Where does that come out in here? Let's see. The Lord demands accurate scales and balances. He sets a standard for fairness. A king detests wrongdoing, and his rule is built on justice. Now, again, this is the sort of thing you can apply it to your governor or to a mayor or to a president or whatever, and it's really good. We should hold them to high account, but we also should be doing it ourselves. And so I would just encourage you, let's pray for those in authority over us, but let's also honor them. And that's a good way to, help move the ball down the court, because I guarantee you, as you honor them, God's going to honor your prayers for them and empower them. Okay, let's move on. As you're reading through Proverbs 16, you'll catch that hopefully. And in verses 21 through 33, this one's intermixed with those kind of goods and bad guys. The good guys, hey, from a wise mind comes wise speech. That's where I just got the idea. When you honor other people, when you have wisdom and you give that to them, honor them by, don't lord it over them. Don't try to well, you need to do what I say, sort of thing. You give them wise speech. And it says something else about the wise are known for their understanding and their pleasant words are persuasive. And therefore, again, like employees around you, your children, your peers and stuff, when you're doing this, these wisdom words, these wise things that God's teaching us, as we give them, they're really going to impart life to other people. So read the rest of that. With that, you will find in there something like scoundrels create trouble and their words are destructive like a blaze. Again, when I look at our culture today and I see actual destruction and things going up in a blaze, I go, those must be scoundrels. I talked about this a few chapters ago, where the guy called them evil, where they were crooked and divisive and destructive. And I wouldn't necessarily go up and say, you wicked person, you scoundrel, or whatever. They did years ago. I grew up with those kind of words. But I'm now seeing the power of God's wisdom to say, we need to call things out that are destructive. And I get, people have emotional outbursts and it's a one-time thing. But when you see it repetitively happen, we need to correct that. That's not a good thing, and that's what God's saying here. So anyway, honoring others is you don't destroy their property. And we teach our kids that when they were growing up, So anyway, and then also if you don't have kids, you may have a dog. And if your dog is chewing up your shoes, $100 pair of shoes, you go, "Ooh," they may not have meant it, but you say, that's not good. So I think most people would agree destructive things are not good. Anyway, Proverbs, honor, Proverbs 16 and about honor. And we're going to talk about this more because one of the things that's kind of hidden in here, I won't go into it too much tonight, but to kind of give you a teaser for another, I think is it Proverbs 19? I believe it is. We're going to get into how to walk the path of life. We've talked about this a little bit before, I think in chapter 9. But when you look at getting on the road of life, and one of the things I love about Proverbs, we're not building just something to get a quick fix. We're trying to get wisdom imparted for life so it becomes sustainable. So we're not looking to just change the culture right now. It'd be good, but I want to change it for good. In other words, these transformational thought processes, this wisdom, is to change things for good, from bad to good, but also for good, meaning time. I don't want to just spend my effort and time right now just to go, okay, I did that for today, now I've got to redo it again tomorrow. No, we're going to build this sustainable thing. When I used to build in construction, I didn't build it just to walk away and then hope it stood for years so I can get my money. I built it so I would never have to go back to them again, in the sense that it was built so well, it would last for life, and they would be happy, and I would be happy. And so that's what I'm encouraging you here. Proverbs 16 has started, up to now, it's been building wisdom for you, that if you apply this wisdom, you will build a path of life that's sustainable. And particularly if you want to build an inheritance for your kids and those coming behind you, whether you're in a company or whatever, you're building a sustainable system that if you do this well, there could be generations of people following you. And if you want to look at it from a pure business standpoint, there are millions of dollars that will probably flow through you to benefit others because you're successful. Either way, however you want to, measure your success. If you measure your success in dollars, it's okay. It does say that, just to kind of give us in verse 16, it says, how much better is to get wisdom than gold and good judgment than silver. Yeah, in a sense, you can put a price on wisdom and good judgment. I've been certified in a thing called the Judgment Index, and I understand what it takes to make good judgment. But the point being is that, that good judgment often will bring money to you, but hopefully through you, behind you. And it's not just about the money, because money just disappears. But I guarantee you, love will last forever. That's what Jesus said. Faith, hope, and love, those will endure. So hopefully the inheritance you're given is faith, hope, and love to the next generation and your employees and the people around you. Anyway, you got the idea. So we're gonna look at this path that we're creating here in another series, or not another series, but another chapter. And I'll just wait to give you to make it a tease. I don't mean to tease you, but it is kind of fun. But anyway, wait for that. Bless you. Have fun. Take care.